Let me guess, every time you hear the word budgeting, you roll your eyes, right? It sounds boring, time-consuming, and probably like it's going to make life less fun. But what if I told you there's a simple budgeting hack that can actually help you enjoy your life more while still keeping your finances in check? Today, I'm sharing one super practical budgeting hack that has helped tons of women in midlife feel in control of their finances without giving up the things they love. Whether you're planning for retirement, trying to tackle debt, or just want to feel more confident about your money, this hack is for you. Oh, and by the way, I'm Liza. If you're new here, welcome. I help women take control of their finances with practical, no-fluff advice so they can enjoy life to the fullest. Now let's get back to that hack. By the end of this video, you'll have everything you need to start budgeting in a way that feels doable and, dare I say, enjoyable. We're going to keep it real, simple, and 100% practical with no frills. Sound good? Let's dive in. Let's talk about why budgeting feels so overwhelming for so many of us, especially when we hit our 50s. You've got so much going on, right? Maybe you're thinking about retirement. Maybe you've still got kids who need support. Or maybe you're finally at a stage where you want to enjoy your life more. The pressure can feel like it's coming from every direction, and money management might feel like just another thing to add to your plate. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be that way. The truth is, most of us struggle with budgeting because we've been taught to focus on cutting out little things or following strict rules. But life doesn't work that way. So I found that the best way to think about your budget is to break it down into 3 categories. This approach makes budgeting a whole lot easier because it focuses on what matters and cuts out all the fluff. Here are the 3 categories. Fixed expenses. These are your non-negotiables. Mortgage, rent, utilities, insurance, and all the regular bills that are pretty much the same every month. Variable expenses. This is where you have a bit more freedom. Think of it as your fun money bucket: dining out, travel, hobbies, and family. Future goals. And this one's important. This bucket is all about planning for what's next. Retirement savings, long-term goals, that dream vacation, or even just building up your emergency fund. Breaking it down like this makes it so much easier to visualize where your money is going. It also means you're not spending hours tracking every little detail. You know exactly how much is going into each bucket, and that's what makes it work. Now let's talk about the budgeting method that's going to make this work for you. It's called the zero-based budget. It's one of the most popular budgeting techniques among personal finance experts because it's flexible and gives you complete control. Here's how it works. Every dollar of your income has a job. You allocate every single dollar to a specific category, whether that's fixed expenses, variable expenses, or your future goals, until you have nothing left unaccounted for. The goal is to have 0 left after you've planned where each dollar is going. This doesn't mean you spend everything. It means you give each dollar a purpose. This method works so well because it eliminates the mystery of where your money goes. You know exactly how much you're putting into each bucket, and there's no extra money floating around waiting to disappear on something unplanned. Let's be honest, budgeting in your 50s looks different than when you were in your 20s. At this stage, you're probably thinking more about retirement, maybe paying off any last bits of debt or planning to enjoy life a little more. So here's how to make the zero-based budget work for your stage of life. First, prioritize what's important to you right now. Maybe you're planning for retirement, but you also want to take that dream vacation next year. The great thing about the zero-based budget is that it's flexible. If travel is important to you, allocate more money to your fun bucket while still making sure your future is secure. Next, automate your savings. Automating your savings makes it easier to stick to your goals because you're not relying on willpower or memory. Set up automatic transfers into your retirement account, emergency fund, or even that vacation fund, and then let the system do the work for you. Let me share a real-life example of how the zero-based budget worked for my friend Susan. Susan is 55, and for years she felt like she was behind on saving for retirement. She was also paying off some debt and trying to enjoy life. Sounds familiar, right? She started using the zero-based budget, and it gave her so much clarity. She allocated every dollar, some toward debt, some toward her fun bucket, and more towards retirement. It gave her control. The best part? She automated her savings so she didn't even have to think about it. Within a year, she'd paid off a chunk of debt, started building her retirement savings, and felt more in control of her money than ever. The beauty of the zero-based budget is that it's not set in stone. Life changes, your income might change, your priorities might shift, and your budget can adapt. If you have a big life event like retirement or even taking a break from work, just adjust your buckets to reflect that. For example, a couple of years ago, I decided to put more into my fun bucket because I wanted to travel more. I reallocated a portion of my savings, knowing that I'd catch up later. The important thing is flexibility. You can adjust your budget as life changes. So why does the zero-based budget work so well for women over 50? It's simple, it's adaptable, gives you control, and aligns with your financial goals, whether that's retiring soon, traveling, or just feeling more secure about your future. Because you're assigning every dollar a job, there's no room for uncertainty. You know exactly where your money is going, and that allows you to spend guilt-free on the things you love while securing your future. So let's quickly recap the simple budgeting hack that we've talked about today, using the zero-based budget. 1. Know your numbers. Get clear on your fixed expenses, variable expenses, and future goals. 2. Assign every dollar a job. Make sure each dollar goes to a purpose, even if it's for fun, spending, or saving for the future. 3. Automate savings. Set up automatic transfers to your savings or retirement account so that your future goals bucket fills up without you even thinking about it. 4. Adjust when life changes. Don't be afraid to tweak your budget when things change, because flexibility is key to long-term success. Budgeting isn't about restriction. It's about freedom. Freedom to live the life you want today, while also preparing for a secure and enjoyable future. Whether you're just getting started with budgeting or you've been managing your finances for years, the zero-based budget is a powerful tool to help you take control, feel confident, and finally stop stressing about money. Here's what I want you to do next. Try this method for 1 month. Just one. Write down your buckets, assign every dollar a job, and set up your automatic savings. At the end of the month, take a look at how it worked for you. I promise you'll feel more in control, more empowered, and more free than you have in a long time. I want to tackle some common questions and concerns I often hear when it comes to using the zero-based budget. Because let's face it, starting a new budgeting method can be a little intimidating at first, especially if you've never done something like this before. So let's break down some of those doubts and questions. This is one of the biggest questions I get. What if my income changes from month to month? Maybe you work part-time, do some freelance work, or have seasonal income. The beauty of the zero-based budget is that it's completely flexible. When your income fluctuates, just adjust your allocations for that month. Here's what you do. First, prioritize your fixed expenses, those non-negotiable bills. Then, move on to your variable expenses and finally allocate to your future goals with whatever's left. You might not be able to put as much into the future goals bucket during a lower income month, and that's okay. The important part is that every dollar still has a job. Another question I hear a lot is, what if I go over budget? And let's be real, we've all been there. Life happens. Amazon happens. But the zero-based budget allows you to adjust on the fly. If you end up spending more in your variable expenses bucket, simply pull from another category or make a plan to rebalance your budget the following month. The key here is not to stress out. Budgeting isn't about perfection, it's about progress. If you overspend in one area, just readjust. No guilt, no shame. You can always realign your spending next month. This is a big one. How can I stay motivated with budgeting? Because let's be honest, it's easy to lose motivation, especially if you feel like you're not making progress as quickly as you'd like. My advice? Set small, achievable goals. If your goal is to save for a big trip or build up your retirement fund, break it down into bite-sized milestones. Maybe it's saving an extra $100 this month or paying off a small debt. Each time you hit a goal, reward yourself. It could be something as simple as a nice dinner out or a weekend getaway. Budgeting is about balance, and you deserve to celebrate the wins, big or small. I want to touch on something super important: the mindset around money in midlife. Because a lot of us carry old stories or anxieties about money that can really hold us back, especially as we get older. Maybe you've thought, it's too late for me to start saving for retirement, or I'll never pay off my debt. But let me tell you, it's never too late to take control of your finances. Whether you're 50, 55, or 60, you can make real, meaningful changes right now. This budgeting hack isn't about perfection or catching up. It's about taking steps toward the future you want. And the beauty of it? You don't have to do it all at once. Start small, start today, and you'll be amazed at how quickly things can change. Every step you take, whether it's automating your savings or tweaking your budget, moves you closer to financial freedom. And there you have it. This is your roadmap to finally feeling in control of your money without the overwhelm. Start small, keep it simple, and watch how quickly your financial confidence grows. We're building a community of women in midlife who are taking charge of their financial future. If you're ready to go even deeper, make sure to stay tuned for some exciting new content coming up. I'll be sharing tips on everything from building a reliable side hustle in your 50s and beyond, to planning for retirement without feeling overwhelmed, and even how to manage financial stress. These are all crucial parts of achieving the financial freedom you deserve. So if that sounds good to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around because the best is yet to come. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.